right, welcome back. We are looking at Module 1, Topic E, Lesson 11. It says our objective is to multiply decimal fractions by single-digit whole numbers, and we're going to relate the written method through application of the area model. So we're going to do the area model, and we're going to show the place value understanding on the place value chart. All right, so let's get started. So number one, it says solve by drawing disk on the place value chart. As you can see, I created all my place value charts for A through F, and that red line just represents where I'm going to regroup if I need to, and the next place value or the adjacent place value unit to the left. So the second part of our direction says write an equation and express the product in standard form. So let's go ahead and get started here. So first we have A, 2 copies of 4/10. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight, and I have 2 rows. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4/10, 5, 6, 7, 8/10. So 2 copies of 4/10. And you can see I have my first copy up top and my second copy here. So there's my 2 copies. So it's going to be 2 times 4/10. And that's equal to 8/10. Alright, next for B, 4 groups of 500s. So now this is going to be my hundreds over here. And hundreds we group as tenths. So if I have 10 hundreds, that would be 1/10. So watch this. Now I'm going to take my hundreds, and I have 5 hundreds in each one of my 4 groups. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. And remember, since we have 10 hundreds here, we can regroup them as 1/10. And same thing here. We have another 10 hundredths, and they can regroup as 1/10. So now we can say that we have 4 groups. Let's get rid of these numbers here. We have 4 groups of 500s, which is equal to 10 hundredths, which is also equal to, oh, excuse me, I said 10 hundredths this week. 20 hundredths. So it's 1, 2, and 20 hundredths is equal to 2/10. So I have my 2/10, 1, 2, or my 20 orange hundredths there. 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, let's take a look at B. I don't know how we have 2 B's here, but let's look at the second B. And it says 4 times 7/10. So if you notice, whatever I needed here for my underlined part of my expression, 4 times, I drew my 3 horizontal lines to give me my 4 parts. So my partition is always going to be 1 less than the amount that I need. So in this case it was 4, so I drew 3 lines. 1, 2, 3 horizontal line. My partitions give me my 4 parts. So now I need my 7/10 in each one of my sections here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I have my 4 copies, or my 4 times my 7, 4 rows of 7, and I know that's going to be 7. I can take 7 from the top one here, plus another 3, and that will be 1. Now remember, we're talking about tenths here, so if this is tenths, and this is ones. Comment that's in here. So I have 10/10 equals 1 whole. then I have 10 more tenths, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to equal another whole. Think about it like money. If we had 10 dimes, we could take those 10 dimes or 10 tenths and go ahead and get one or $1. Alright, let's see if we get enough for another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we don't have enough for another one. So that means that we're going to have 4 times 7 tenths is equal to 28. But 28 what? 28 tenths, meaning our 8 would have to be in the tenths. And if you look, it's our basic factor of 4 times 7, but it's 7 tenths. So now 28 tenths, all of my red dots, that's 28 and it's in the tenths, is equal to 2 whole, my 2 blacks, and then I had, remember I already renamed these, so I renamed everything that's in the circle, so I don't have those anymore. But I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tenths. So now you see my 2 holes, 2 black holes, and my 8 tenths. So that's, we know that 28 tenths is equal to 2 and 8 tenths. All right, pick up the pace a little bit here. 3 times 5 hundredths. So this is going to be my hundredths. And hundredths regroup as tenths. So this is going to be my tenths column. So I have 3 groups of 5 hundredths. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that I have 15 hundredths. And if you look at the basic fact, 3 times 5 is 15, but it's not 3 times 5, it's 3 times 5 hundredths. So that's going to be 15 hundredths. Now, of course, we can't put 15 hundredths in the hundredths place, so we're going to have 3 times 5 in the hundredths place is equal to 15 hundredths, which is 1 tenth and 5 hundredths. You say, well, we don't have any tenths here because we didn't rename yet. So now we're going to take 10 hundredths and rename them as, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have our 10 hundredths, and we're going to rename them as 1 tenth. So now we have 1 tenth, check, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundredths, check. So now we know that that is correct. All right, last two here. C is a little bit longer because we have 9 times as much as 7 tenths. So we have, you notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows. That means I have 8 partitions to give me 9 rows. So now I'm going to put 7 tenths in each one. Bear with me here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I know my basic fact of 9 times 7 is what? Hopefully you said 63. So if 9 times 7 is 63, well, let's just write this basic fact out. 9 times 7 is 63. So 9 times 7 tenths is going to be 63 tenths. So I know that this is going to be 6 ones and 3 tenths. Ultimately, now I just have 63 tenths. So I'm going to take 10 tenths, so 7 and 3 makes 10. So that's going to be 1. Then I'm going to take another 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 4. It's going to be 2 tenths. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2. So let's go ahead and group those 3. So we don't get too far ahead. So I noticed that this is 1, this is another one, this is another one. And I had somebody ask me, does it matter where I put those when I transition from my tenths to my hundredths? Does it matter where I put them in on the chart? And the answer is no. It doesn't matter where you put them in because they're all going to be adjacent to the left place value unit, which means it has 10 is 10 times greater than what it was. So look here, this blue dot is 10 times greater than this orange dot. So that means it takes 10 orange dots to make one blue dot. So therefore, if I have 3 blue dots, I should have used 30 orange dots. Let's just double check. 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 4, and 6 is 10. And we have 1 and 9 is 10. So that's 30. Let's go ahead and continue. See if we can get up to 60. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5. It's another one. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 and 3 is 10. So that's 2 more blue dots I need. Let's go ahead and put those in. And last but not least, it should be one more because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue dots. Now we need 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There should be 3 remaining. Yep, 3 that are not inside of one of my blue lines. Can't say blue boxes or blue circles because they're not quite that. So let's take a look here. Now if I go back and cross out, I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So I use 60 tenths. This is equivalent to saying 60 dimes. That would be 6 holes or 6 ones, which would be $6. So now I have my 6 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and my 3 tenths, 1, 2, 3, which is my answer here. 6 holes and 3 tenths. All right, last but not least, picking up the pace here, we have 6 thousandths. I didn't write in my place value chart here, but I know that this is going to be thousandths, 1 over 1,000, which regroups as hundredths. All right, so I need 8 times. So I have 7 partitions. Give me my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. And I know that it's going to be 6 thousandths in each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you notice, I kind of did my groups of 5 and then a group of 1, just so that I can easily regroup. Now watch this. When I'm regrouping here, I can just go 5 and 5 is 10. So I know that's going to regroup as 10 thousandths is going to regroup as 100. And I have another 5 and 5 is 10 thousandths. So another 100th. Another group of 10. And another group of 10. So I know that I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 1, 2, 3, 4 hundredths and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 thousandths remaining. So if you know your basic facts, you know that 6 times 8 is 6 times 8 is equal to 48. So that means that I should have wrote it as 8 times 6, just so I can write my decimal second and be consistent. So that would be 8 times 6 thousandths is 48 thousandths. We can't put 48 in the thousandths place. Only one digit can go in the thousandths place. That 8 goes in my thousandths place, right? But I can rename 40 thousandths as 4 hundredths, and that's what we did here. And of course, I didn't go back and cross these out. That would have been 10, 20, so 10, 20, 30, 40 thousandths equals 4 hundredths. All right, now number 2, it says, draw a model similar to the one pictured below. Find the sum of the partial products to evaluate each expression. All right, so here they did the whole model for us for A. Only thing we have to do is multiply and then add our partial products. So let's take a look. Well, we know that 4 times 6, and this is ones, is going to be 24 ones. And then when we say, well, 4 times 7 is going to be 28, but it's 7 tenths, so it's going to be 28 tenths. Remember that 8 has to be in the tenths place. The last digit, we said 4 times 7 equals 28. We know that that 8 has to be in the tenths place. All right, now we have whatever our last digit is going to be in the hundreds place. So 4 times 9 is 36. So we know that the 36 has to be, the 6 has to be in the hundreds place. So I know that my 6 has to be in my hundreds place. It's going to be like that, 36 hundredths. Now I have to add those 3 partial products up. Remember, draw a quick place value chart so you don't make a mistake when you add it. I know that's going to be my 24, and I'm going to bring it all the way out to the hundreds. Then I have my 2 and 8 tenths, bring it out to the hundreds, and then I have my 36 hundredths. When I add these partial products, I get 6 in my, let's do this in my place value chart. I get 6 in my hundreds place, 8 plus 3 is 11, but that's 8 tenths plus 3 tenths is 11 tenths, which is 1 and 1 tenth. Then I have 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7 ones, and 2 in my tens place. All right, so that's how your answer should look. And we can just write, I'm not going to rewrite that, I'm just going to put an arrow there. All right, so let's take a look at B, and then we'll take a look at the last 2 as well. Actually, let's just take a look at B and D. I have enough space for everything here. So looking at B, I know I have, try to make this a little bit smaller so I can fit in. Just copy that. Alright, so we will take a look at these last 3. Alright, I'm going to try to squeeze this in here. It might be a little tight, but hopefully you'll get the gist of it. So we know that we have 6 is going to be to the left of our area model. Then we have 7 ones, so 7 ones. Then we have 4 tenths. Then we have 9 hundredths. Alright, so now we're going to say, well, 6 times 7 ones is equal to 42 ones. And then we'll add that to 6 times 4 tenths, and we know that's going to be 24 tenths. .24 tenths is 2.4. And then we have 6 times 9 hundredths that's going to be 54 hundredths. 5, 4 in the hundredths place. When I add those three numbers together, I'm just going to add them up right here so I have a little more space. We have 42 plus 2.4 plus 54 hundredths. So that's going to be a 4 in my hundredths place. 4 tenths plus 5 tenths, 9 tenths. 2 plus 2, 4, and 4 tenths. So my answer is going to be 44 and 94 hundredths. All right, looking at C here. So I know that I have 9 copies, so it's going to be 9 copies of 3 ones. Plus 6 tenths, because I have my 6 in my tenths place. My 3 was in my ones place, my 6 is in my tenths place, plus 5 hundredths. Alright, so we know, I'm going to do this kind of quick here. So we know that 3 times, or 9 times 3 is 27. And then I have 9. And instead of putting my word form or unit form here, I'm just going to put my, we'll stay consistent. Let's go ahead and write it in. Then we have times 6 tenths. Right here. 9 times 6, once again, is 54. So 9 times 6 tenths is going to be 54 tenths. My 4 has to be in my tenths place. Add that, 5 times, or 9 times 5 is 45. So that's going to be 9 times 5 hundredths is 45 hundredths. Hundredths is 4 tenths and 5 hundredths. And when I add these together, I get, let's see if I can read this in this small space here. Maybe 5 in the hundredths place, 8 in the tenths place. So that's 12 ones, which is going to be grouped as 1, 10, and 2 ones, and then I have my 2 tens plus my 1, 3 in my tens. So this is going to be equal to 32 and 85 hundredths. Just change the color up here, break up some of this blue. Alright, last but not least, we have 3 times. Now watch this. We have 2 tens, no ones. 1 tenth, 7 hundredths, and 5 thousandths. So it's going to be 2 tens plus, remember we have no ones, so I'm not even going to include that. And that's going to be 1 tenth plus 7, and I'm going to abbreviate. I'm just going to put hundredths, shorten that up just so I don't run out of space here, and 5 thousandths. I'm shortening it up again just so I don't run out of space. It's not how you spell thousands, but I'm just shortening it up. I see somebody complaining in the comments. So let's go ahead and write that out all the way. Just kidding. Alright, so we have 2 tens times 3. Well, we know that 2 tens times 3 is going to be 6 tens. 6 tens is 60. Plus 3 times 1 tenth is going to be 3 tenths. Plus 3 times 7 hundredths is going to be 21 hundredths. That 1 has to be in the hundredths place. And then we have 3 times 5 thousandths is going to be 15 in the thousandths place. When we add those up, let's see if we can squeeze those in. We're going to go all the way out to the thousandths place. So I have 60. I'm going to put my 3 zeros after my decimal to represent my thousandths, so that when I line everything up, it'll line up in each place by unit. So now I have my 3 tenths, which is equal to 300 thousandths. And I have my 21 hundredths, which is equal to 210 thousandths. All I'm doing is put my zeros in here. Then I have my 15 thousandths. Let's go ahead and add these up. 5 thousandths, 2 hundredths, 5 tenths, 0 ones, and 6 tenths. So our answer is 60 and 525 thousandths. Alright, boys and girls, use this video the way you know